Yes, sir.
Am I audible to you now clearly, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm waiting for others to join. By the time, did you have answered that? Please send the assignment. Now, just now I have sent my WhatsApp number to your WhatsApp group. Please answer that assignment that I do yesterday. Science do not have a final theory. Justify with the examples, adequate examples. Okay. Why we are telling science do not have a final theory? Yesterday I asked you. Okay. I request you by today evening you can answer that. Not that much stuff. Okay. Please reply. Did you answer?
Yes, sir.
Please send me to my WhatsApp note that I have shared in your WhatsApp group. You can send that. You can even write in your notebook and take a photo of that and send to my number. That's also enough. My only condition is you should write very carefully. Don't copy paste from my PPT. I told you certain hints yesterday. You have to justify with that classical physics and quantum physics. Because due to the demerit of classical physics, actually the quantum physics came into picture, right? Due to the demerit of classical physics, because that classical physics explains light as a wave, and so it can't explain the new phenomenon invented at that time called the photoelectric effect. So when Max Planck's quantum theory gained a new picture came that light is consists of particles called photons. Now a photon can eject an electron like that. Okay. So then based on that quantum theory, a new branch of physics is developed, which is called quantum physics. And so see again, the theory is changing. See, classical physics, then come quantum physics. Like that, the theory and physics is gone changing. That's why we're telling science do not have a final theory. So please answer that question very properly and please send to my WhatsApp number by today evening if possible. Okay? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There's only 9 participants have joined today. So what we can do is we can revise some yesterday's class by that time. Okay? So my question is whether the screen shade is visible to you, whether the PPT is visible to you, students. Please reply.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So yesterday we have discussed about the two principles. Yesterday we have discussed about the two principal approaches in physics. Yesterday we have discussed about two principal approaches in physics. One approach is what is one of first approach?
Unification and
Unification. So can anyone tell? No, don't tell from the PPT. Please tell in your own statement. Can anyone please tell in your own statement? Please. You can just read the PPT and explain me in your own statement. That's all. Don't simply read from the PPT. You can read the PPT and you can explain in your own statement after reading the PPT. I'll give you 2 minutes. Come on. Anyone?
The unification is a set of all the universal laws.
Set of all of the universal laws. What does it mean? It's not clear to me. Please consider me as a student and explain me. Please consider me as a student and explain me. I don't understand what you are told. Maybe it may be correct. Please explain me by considering me as a student. Okay? Come on.
Sir, when one theory can explain many laws, many natural phenomena, when one theory is
can
able
explain
to
many
explain
natural
many
phenomena.
different phenomena.
You are telling one theory can explain, what is your name? One theory can explain many natural phenomena, you are telling.
Yes, sir, that is called unification.
No, that is not unification. That is not unification. That is not unification. See, look at the PPT, man. Example, live gravitation. See, look at the PPT. Live gravitation is applied both to a falling apple as well as it is applicable to the planets revolving and rotating around the sun. Why the planets are rotating or revolving and it is keeping a particular path around the sun? Why? Because of the gravitational attractive force between planets and sun, right? So there also the law of gravitation applies. You can apply. At the same time, the law of gravitation can be applied in there for a falling apple also. For any bodies falling in the universe, for any bodies falling in the universe, whether it is a feather, whether it's a stone, whether you are falling from a building, anything, for any bodies falling bodies, law of gravitation applies. So now tell, this is him. Now again, please reply again. What is unification? Please, anyone. What does it mean? That's why I'm repeating. I understand certain students are confused with the idea. So again, I'm asking you, please reply. Anyone? Come on. Anyone?
So when a law is applicable to different conditions or domains, it is known as unification.
It's only partially correct. So why you are beating at the bush? Come to the exact point, man. What I told you, the law of gravitation is applied. You can explain with an example itself. Law of gravitation is applicable to any falling body or anything in this universe, not only falling bodies. The law of gravitation, what is the law of gravitation? It simply means that each and every material bodies in the universe, not only Earth, the universe contains so many galaxies actually. Our galaxy that we exist is Milky Way. The galaxy in which we live is Milky Way. In that these are some planets. There are lots of galaxies. Do you know that there are hundreds of galaxies in the universe? So my point is, the law of gravitation, when a theory or law is applied or predicted or put forward in physics, that law should be applicable anywhere in the universe. That is called unification. That law is applicable anywhere in the universe. That single law. Someone once told that one law is used to explain different natural phenomena. Okay, that's the second part. So the point is, the most important point is, the law, when a law is put forward in physics, it is applicable to each and every material body, whether it is Earth, whether it is Milky Way, whether it is another galaxy, whether it is another planet, anywhere. That is the importance of a law. Okay, it should be applicable anywhere. Now, can anyone tell in your own statements what is unification again? Come on, anyone? Please. You should also respond. Come on, please give the answer.
So unification is a set of universal laws that satisfy different conditions. For example, like the law of gravitation, it satisfies both the falling of an apple and the revolution and like the revolving of planets around in the solar system.
Yeah. So it's good. So my point is that the law of gravitation is applicable to any bodies in the universe. In simple language. The unification in simple language means the application is applicable to any material body. That they have put in a different manner in the PPT. Approach considers all the see the approach unification. Please read the PPT now. This approach means unification approach considers all the worlds of phenomena as a collection of universal laws in different domains and different conditions. What does it mean actually? It means that, so if you are still confused, my request is please get the physics notebook and please write what I told now, because these statements are a little bit confusing. So I will give you extra notes like this. So please keep a separate physics note for this. Don't write another subject. So please check a physics notebook now. And everyone, come on. Because the statement given in the unification is not, you may get confused. So please. Have you taken? Have you taken? Have you taken? Please tell. Please take a physics notebook. Have you taken? Please reply fastly.
Yes, sir.
Okay, please write the notes. Write the notes. Define, please. Please write as a question. Please write a question. Like a question. Define the principal approach in physics, namely unification. Define the principal approach in physics, namely unification. Have you written? Have you written?
Yes.
So please write, please write, so please write. I am going to give it as a simple statement actually. So unification approach in physics, please write. Unification approach in physics. Unification approach in physics. Means that unification approach in physics means that have you written?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Unification approach in physics means that when we put forward a law in physics, when we put forward a law, LAW, when we put forward a law in physics, when we put forward a law in physics, that law should be applicable to that law should be applicable everywhere. That law should be applicable everywhere. Have you written? Have you written?
Yes, sir.
So please write the example also. For example, the universal law of gravitation. See, listen 1 minute. Why the Newton's law is actually called Newton's universal law of gravitation? See the name. Please read that statement. The actual law of gravitation, full law is called Newton's universal law of gravitation. See why we are telling universal law of gravitation? It means that it is applicable to each and every individual material bodies of the universe. That is why it is called universal law of gravitation. That is the meaning of one important meaning of unification. Am I clear? Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, come on. Then please write. For example, please, I am giving in a separate manner. So please, you have to write. You have to write. For example, Newton's universal law of gravitation. Newton's universal law. You have to underline that universal law. That word is very, very important for in the point of view of unification. So please underline that universal law. Please underline. Okay, while writing. For example, Newton's universal law of gravitation. Newton's universal law of gravitation is applicable. Newton's universal law of gravitation is applicable both to a falling apple from a tree, both to a falling apple from a tree, both to a falling apple from a tree, as well as the motion of planets around the sun, as well as the motion of planets around the sun in solar system, as well as the motion of planets around the sun in solar system, as well as the motion of planets around the sun in solar system. Have you written? Students, have you written?
Yes, sir.
So from today, I came to know one important issue. Actually, my request is that you have to prepare separate notes from the PPT. You have to take the printout of this PPT whenever shops are open, and after that, please write. Okay, from the PPT itself. We not for that, for preparing the notes, even the PPT is enough. Even the soft copy of PPT is enough for writing some notes. So my request is, please write even the important, this unification, reduction, these difficult topics like that. The previous, I have given a question, right? Science do not have a final theory. Please, that's why I have given assignment for this. So these difficult topics, please write separate or prepare separate notes from this PPT. Whatever you understand, please prepare notes and send to me my WhatsApp number also, and I will verify and correct it. Okay, and you can modify that statement. Each one of you, please send prepare notes, not for all. I am not telling prepare for each. For this physics, the physics is a study of basic laws of nature. That is very simple. Not needed to write. You can don't waste time for preparing each and every note. This remaining part of PPT is okay. Wherever part which is difficult, okay, I will pursue that part and I will highlight you. You should write that or prepare notes, simpler notes in your own language. Okay, but please be careful when you are writing in your own language. You may have so many grammatical mistakes. So my question is, so my request is, please follow the PPT. Whatever is written on the PPT, from that you have to write or prepare notes in your own notebooks and send to me. That also you should send to me whenever for each day. Okay. So today reduction also, if I am possible to complete, I will take reduction. That the reduction approach also you have to prepare a note and send to me today. Okay. It takes only half or 15 minutes only. 15 minutes of your full 24 hours only you have to spend for that 15 minutes. That's enough. Okay, that's only I'm telling. Half an hour, 1 hour is enough for every day. You have to keep for studying physics. 1 hour minimum I am requesting you to keep for physics. That's all. But you have to do it systematically every day. Keep 1 hour for physics, for studying. That's all. So just to prepare this note, which is difficult, not all. Don't waste time. Okay. Remaining part of the PPT, the definition of physics, definition of natural science, everything is very simple. What is this unification reduction process? So I am continuing. Have you written? Have you written what I have told now? Please tell. Have you written?
Yes.
Sir.
Okay. So there is one meaning of unification. It's not finished. Please then listen again before writing. Okay. So next is, see, look at the PPT itself. See, electromagnetism law. Electromagnetism laws. That's actually connected with that electromagnetic induction. Yesterday I told you, have you heard about electromagnetic induction in physics? Please tell, have you heard about, simply heard about electromagnetic induction? Have you heard about that?
Yes, sir.
So the point is, that actually I will tell you an application of that electromagnetic induction, then you will get the feel. We heard about electric generator. Have you heard about electric generator? Generator for producing electricity when current is gone. You have heard about electric generator, right?
Yes, sir.
See, that's the most important application of electromagnetic induction. So electromagnetic induction has got hundreds of applications in our daily life. Okay. So everywhere you have heard about electric motor, right? Have you heard about electric motor?
Yes, sir.
See, all these major apparatus which is helping us in our daily life. Without this, we can't sustain daily life, because a fan contains electric fan. During the summer season, we can't sustain with the fan, right? So electric fan contains electric motor. Everywhere, the application of physics is immense. Without that, we can't sustain, right? So this electric motor, electric generator, electric fan, everywhere, it is the principle behind this electromagnetic induction or electromagnetism. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
These and all why I am telling that you should feel the application. You should feel the application before studying. Okay, then you will understand the importance of why we are studying this kind of thing. So the point is electromagnetism. Actually, electromagnetism, yesterday I told you, electromagnetism is a combination of electricity and magnetism. We are combining. That is also another meaning of unification. Unification means here, in electromagnetism, we are combining electricity and magnetism. See, as the name implies, I told you, electromagnetic induction. Also, in electromagnetic induction, there is electricity as well as magnetism. Yesterday, I discussed that thing. There is when a current is passed through a conductor, it is called a current carrying conductor. And a current carrying conductor is associated with a electric field that you already know, because electric field is the force, electric force around a charge. So when a current is flowing means an electric charge is flowing, right? So normally an electric field is normally a current carrying conductor is associated with, it contains an electric field. Current means electric field. Electric force. Electric field means electric force around a charge. What is that electric force? It is either repulsive force or attractive force. If two positive charges are placed together, it will repel. If one positive and negative are placed together, it will attract. That is generally called electric force. So when a current is flowing through a conductor means charge or electrons is flowing. So it is associated with the electric field, 100% sure. But do you know at the same time, that current carrying conductor will get converted to a magnet. That is the beauty of physics. That current carrying conductor will behave as a magnet. It will attract things. It is able to attract things. Normally, two magnets will attract or repel, right? Like that, a current carrying conductor will get converted to a magnet and it is able to attract small objects, small magnetic substances. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So my point is that phenomenon, the current carrying conductor is associated with the magnetic field means it contains, when a current is passed through a conductor, it already contains an electric field. But since it gets converted to a magnet, it has a magnetic field also, because magnetic field is the region around a magnet where magnetic force is experienced. Magnetic force means when we bring two north or south pole together, it will repel. When we bring a north and a south pole together, it will attract. That is called magnetic force. In general, the repulsion and attraction are together called magnetic force. Okay, and the region around a magnetic magnet where a magnetic force is experienced is called magnetic field. So coming to the point, when a current is passed through a conductor, it already contains an electric field, since current is the flow of charges. And when a current is passed through a conductor, it behaves as a magnet, and so a magnetic field also come into picture at the same time. So there, for a current carrying conductor, we are unifying or combining the electric field, the concept of electric field and magnetic field together. And therefore, it is called electromagnetism. Electromagnetism. There are so many laws connected with that electromagnetism. Okay, that is why it is mentioned like that. In the PPT, electromagnetism laws govern all electric and magnetic phenomenon. That's why it is explained in PPT, electromagnetism laws. There are so many laws connected with that electromagnetism. One of that law is laws of electromagnetic induction. Okay, electromagnetism laws govern all electric and magnetic phenomenon. What does it mean? It means that it combines electric phenomenon as well as magnetic phenomenon, or in simple language, it combines electric field and magnetic field. I told you, current carrying conductor, when a current is passed through a conductor, electric field is there. But that current carrying conductor gets converted to a magnet, so magnetic field is also there. So there, that law is combining electric and magnetic phenomenon. Simply means is combining electric field and magnetic field. Am I clear? So please write that also. Please write that in next paragraph. Am I clear? Please reply. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So please, next paragraph, please write that the next part of unification. Then only it will become complete. Please write fastly. Time is on the finishing stage. Come on. Next paragraph, please write. So please write like this. When a current is passed through a conductor, when a current is passed through a conductor, comma, that conductor get converted to a magnet. That conductor will behave like a magnet. Please write like that. When a current is passed through a conductor, that conductor will behave like a magnet. When a current is passed through a conductor, that conductor will behave like a magnet. When a current is passed through a conductor, that conductor will behave like a magnet. Have you written? Have you written?
Yes.
The next statement, next sentence. Since the current is flowing through the conductor, since current is flowing through the conductor, since current is flowing through the conductor, an electric field is already associated with it. An electric field is already associated with it. An electric field is already associated with it. Have you written? Have you written? Please.
Yes, sir.
Next sentence. Next sentence. At the same time, since that current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet, at the same time, since the current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet, at the same time, since the current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet, a magnetic field will be associated with it. A magnetic field will be associated with it. A magnetic field is associated with it. Have you written? Have you written?
Yes, sir.
So again, next sentence. Next sentence. Thus, in this case, the electric and we are unifying the electric and magnetic phenomena. Thus, in this case, we are unifying electric and magnetic phenomena. Have you written? We are unifying, UNIFYING, unifying electric and magnetic phenomena. Have you written?
Yes, sir.
So last sentence, see, I am writing from the PPT itself, but I will modify that. Please write. So it means that electromagnetism laws, LAWS, combines or unifies, combines, COMBINES, combines or unifies, UNIFIES, unifies all electric and magnetic phenomena combines or unifies all electric and magnetic phenomena. Electromagnetic laws combine or unifies. Sorry, it is unify because there's a grammatical mistake there because I have told you electromagnetic laws. When electromagnetism laws, it is plural. Subject is plural. We have to add do to the verb. So do plus unify gives unify itself, no change. You know grammar, right? It is simple present. So subject plus do or does plus present form of the verb. If the subject is singular, you will put does plus verb. Then becomes, we will add s or es to the verb. But here the subject is plural. Electromagnetic laws, it is plural. Therefore, we have to add unify plus. So you have to write combine. Instead of combines, you have to rewrite it as combine or unify. Please. Did you understand that grammar? Because that is also sometimes important. Did you understand? Am I clear?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yeah, that's also grammatical mistake. That's also sometimes very crucial. That's why I'm rewriting. Electromagnetic laws combine. Since electromagnetic laws is plural, we are writing it as do plus verb. Okay, so when do is added to verb, there is no change. So electromagnetism laws combine or unify all electric and magnetic phenomena. Combine or unify all electric and magnetic phenomena. Have you written? Have you written?
Yes, sir.
So one more last statement. After that, we can stop today's class. One more last final statement. Please write. This is the concept of unification in physics. This is the principal approach of unification in physics. This is the principal approach of unification in physics. This is the principal approach of unification in physics. Have you written?
Yes, sir.
So unification, I have given separate notes. So whenever needed for this tough headings, you can, for today I have given. But for next reduction, I will explain and you have to write. I will give you the maximum hint and all. You have to write in your own statement and give to me my WhatsApp number as a separate, you can simply take the photo and send to my number. I will read it. If there is any correction, I will correct it and you can rewrite your notes. Okay? But I am not giving you notes for each and every definition. This PPT is enough for remaining, but wherever it is tough definitions like this, I will give you, or you have to write sometimes. So please write that assignment that given yesterday. Complete it. That is, science do not have a final theory. Justify your statement. This is the question. Please answer that assignment and give separately to each one of you to my WhatsApp number. You can simply write in your notebook. Don't waste time for preparing PPT and all, because time is very important. What my suggestion is, please, you can write in your notebook, take a photo and send to me. That's enough for me. Because in my case, more important thing is timing. You should, okay, don't write the full notes, only the important topics or tough topics. Okay. So by the timing, please complete that assignment first and send to my WhatsApp number. Okay. Am I clear? Am I clear? Now
Yes, sir.
the time is up. You can quit the meeting and you can join for next subject. Okay. So happy Sunday. For happy Sunday, relax for one day. But at the same time, I told you, relaxation is good, but please keep 1 hour every day for physics. I am asking only 1 hour every day for physics. Every day. If you do it systematically like this for each subject, it will be very easy for you to do it. I am keeping you 1 hour, asking you only 1 hour for physics, for studying at home. Remaining hours, you can have some relaxation, okay? So you can quit the meeting and you can join for the next subject, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. By the time, please submit that assignment by today or tomorrow.